Double Saber class. I do have some new moves for you today, but let's do our warm-up first. You ready? Okay. Interlace your fingertips. Roll your wrists at the same time. Tap one of your toes on the floor. If you have shoes on, that's better. And then just roll that ankle. Right, switch the direction of your wrists and switch to the other ankle. Okay, let's do a little bit of whole body loosening before we do our shoulders. Just lift your arms up to center and drop and turn like this. Come to center, drop and turn. Come to center, drop and turn. Your knees should be slightly bent. And your body should be as straight as possible without being stiff. A reminder, this class is picking up in like month 3 or 4 on live streaming. Most of the classes up to this point were in person. So this video is not really intended to learn it for the first time, but I know some first timers will be joining us, so I will try to break it down slowly so you can follow. After the warm-up, we'll start with the new stuff for everyone. Okay, bring the arms out to the side and just circle with this. And then make it bigger, bigger, bigger till both arms are circling forward. Now circle both arms backwards and make the arms a smaller and smaller circle as you continue until it's just a very small circle at the end. And stop. Open the hands, bring one hand up, the other hand up, and this time we're going to let one hand come forward at the same time that the other hand goes backwards. So each time the hands circle up at the same time and they circle down at the same time. But one is going forward and one is going backwards. A little so-called pat your head, rub your tummy action. And speed it up. And slow it down. When you get to the top, let the other hand go forward, the other hand go backwards, both raising up at the same time. Take it slow. I know it's challenging. And speed it up. Speed it up faster. Faster. And slow it down. And let it go. Let the arms continue to swing. As your arms swing up, let your heels lift up. As your hands swing down, let your toes come up. So you're going back and forth. Two more. All right, put your hands on your hips, and let's just roll the hips in a circle. and switch directions. Right, let's warm up the legs a little bit more before we do our crane leg swings. Separate the feet a little bit more and shoulder width apart. Lift the arms up, the hands up to shoulder height, and then drop them. And each time you drop them, exhale like this. And then now, let your center drop and your knees bend progressively deeper until you get to your low point without straining. And then we're going to reverse it. So each time the hands come to the top, you're going to let your legs straighten a little bit more. There should be a little burning in the legs if you don't do this kind of thing very often, especially as you go down. And then up. And down. Up. One more time. And down. Breathe out. Breathe out. Breathe out. Breathe out. And up. 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 And up. All right. Shake the hands. All right. Next part. Follow along the best you can. We're doing crane leg swings. They are not kicks in the traditional sense because the legs will stay straight, because keeping the legs straight while we do them makes the hips and the core of your body work more. But we're not hitting anything, so it's still low impact or really no impact. So follow along with me. We do 21 in each position. The first one will be a straight-legged swing like this. The second one will be a side one. The third one will be a back one. The fourth one will be an outside crescent. The fifth one will be an inside crescent. Let's do them together. I'm facing away so we can do them together. Ready? Take the left foot forward. Here comes the right leg. And begin. You can use your hand to touch if you want. It's not absolutely necessary. You can leave your hands by your sides if you want. I like to touch because it helps me count. Other side, right hand, left leg, and go. Remember, the leg stays straight. You're not actually trying to kick. All right, we're going to the side. Don't hit your cat. Ready? All right, other side. Ready? Go. taking it straight back. When you take it straight back, just keep your head up like that. It doesn't have to go really high. It's just, again, focusing on strengthening your core. Ready? And begin. All right, other side, and begin. All right. Now we're going to do the outside crescent. I just wanted to show you from the front. You don't have to touch your foot to your hand, but you can if you want. That helps me count. It also helps me make sure I make an arc. So you can go like that. Or you can put one or two hands out. Tap, tap, tap. All right, again, facing the same way as you. Ready? Outside crescent, crane leg swing, go. Right, other side. It'll swing from the right to the left, that being your left foot making an arc here. All right, as you're kicking this way, swinging that way. Ready? Go. Oh shoot, I was starting to count to 29. I'm going to make up that that's 19. We'll call this 20 and 21. All right, inside with the right. Go. All right, other side, here we go. Left foot swinging from the outside in, touching your hand if you want to, go. So, before we take a break, our legs should be very warm. Hopefully you did all of those with me, or at least most of them. What I want you to do now is just squat down. Oh, if you're new to this, just watch it first. But anyway, squat down. Put your hands on the floor. And then just kind of bounce once or twice and then jump to the feet as wide as you can. Then we're going to do some split push-ups, which look like this. Or you can call them snake push-ups. Put your hands flat, and then sink back. Feel the legs stretch. Bend the elbows. Take the nose close to the ground, like a snake. And come up, and go back again. Let the legs slide if they do naturally. Let the legs slide if they do naturally. Feel that stretch entering your legs. And walk the hands back. Pick up the toes. Don't let yourself plop. Use your hand behind you. And take your splits as far as you can. Stretch the hands up. Push the stomach forward. Take a few deep breaths. Reach to one side. Y al otro lado también, reach to the other side. And then we're going to turn to one side. Doesn't matter which one's first. You can mirror me or go the opposite direction that you see me go. We come back up. Turn and just let the back of the one leg stretch, the gluteus maximus stretch, and just hold for a second. Head up or head down is fine. And y al otro lado, other side. Straighten the leg the best that you can. Feel the stretch in the back of the one leg. Try to straighten it by walking the heel out. Head up or head down, doesn't matter. All right, back to center again. And walk the feet in. Squat down. Reach forward. Reach up. Twist it out. All right, now you can get some water. And then we'll start with, and go get your double sabers. If you don't have enough room inside, if you're practicing inside, you can use your thumbs again. On the last live stream, I said, hey, 2 butter knives, because at least it still looks and feels like a knife. Although the opening of the form might be a little awkward, but still, you'd be holding them like candles on each hand when we start. So anyways, get your drink, get your double sabers or equivalent, and we'll start back in less than 30 seconds. Ten seconds. Get your weapon. Finish your drink. All right. So, while I wait for all of you to be ready, these are sometimes referred to as a flexible weapon or a demonstration weapon or wushu. So, in modern kung fu demonstrations, a lot of people switch to these so that when there's power exerted, you can get the feedback that you did the movement correctly. All right? So what I want you to do, we're going to start with the newest move first, since that's the one I know in sequence with these videos that some of you have been waiting for. So I'm just going to pick it up from the ending of what we've worked on so far. Demonstrate it once or twice. You can try it or not. I'm going to orient as if the whole form is facing towards your screen, or for me, facing towards the gong, the front of the room. And we got to a point in the form where we did like this, and that's where we ended. So you don't have to know any of the moves before that to try the move after it, because everyone who's been coming to this class, live or live stream, has only made it that far anyways. All right, so here we are. And what you're going to do is hit the back saber as you step forward and tuck the right saber under your arm. You're going to flip the left saber down, turn around, bring it behind your back, and cut out with the right saber as you step backwards. The right saber is going to continue around your back until you bring the left saber in to here. All right, and that begins our next section. More? No, that again. Okay, I'll do that again, but I'm going to keep showing you a little bit more on the new stuff so that when we go from the top all the way up to there, you can add it more easily. All right? We just landed here. Step forward to the left, turn to the right, keep turning to the right, step back with the right, and load up the sabers on your right side. Now you're going to step and spin around, cutting with the right. You're going to pivot the feet around and cut with the left. And then you're going to cut in with the right. Oh, it's so hard to go slow motion. The right's going to circle, and the left's going to circle too, to a jump to knee. Yeah, you want to do that again, don't you? It's actually quite difficult to do so slowly. So, again, we've landed here, and we step, turn, step through, and set. And we're going to turn. The right hand goes all the way around. The left one cuts. The right one starts to go all the way around. And as the left one pulls back, the right one comes through, almost like it was going to cut your own arm. But don't cut your own arm. Instead, step and let both of the sabers move together. I'm going to start over here for a different view. So we've made it to here. We've come through. We've turned around. Step back. Pull back on the right. Continued to come around. The right one looks like it's going to come under your armpit again, but instead it's going to cut, and then the left one catches up with it. And then from here, you're going to jump to here. And then go back and reset. And now you're like, I see what you mean. I've never done this before. That's kind of complicated. All right, well, of course, you can rewind a number of times if you want. So let's do all of that a couple times. I know it's a lot of information, but I also know that you can pause and rewind and press the slow-mo and everything. All right? So, we were here. I'll have to tell you that that move right there and the two that are very similar to it that are about to happen, not today, even for my advanced black sashes, it took us months to really get that little section down. And even to today, I can't always remember it because it turns you around, you jump, you turn around, you turn around, you go back the other way, you turn around, you turn around. So it will be important that you get that first before we go on to the next part. Because the next part is a repeat, but it's just changing your orientation. And then it repeats again, but it changes your orientation and which side you do it on. So keep that in mind as we move forward. One more time. I'll pick it up one more move back. We can come to here, then we went to here, and then we went here. Then through. to get in. I didn't mean to speed up on that. But you know that reset that we keep doing is throughout the whole form. So most of you already know it. You just need to figure out which way you're going to end on. All right? You ready to start from the top? Okay, let's do it from the very top. I'll do my best to take it slow. I do get excited. I'm excited that I'm here working with you right now. And I start speeding up. All right? Occasionally I forget moves, but not so much on this form. But we'll start from the top. So get ready. You have room. I look to your left, look to your right. Are you going to run out of space? Okay, think about that. And then let's start from the top. Okay, I'm starting here because I know most of the moves go that way at first. Okay, here we go. Not too fast. Let's call it a walk-through pace. Step. Oh, shoot, it's a walk-through pace, but you see how I'm grabbing the sabers? If you just have little butter knives or something, you know, you're just holding them like this, okay? But when we do it here, we have the hands open and they're just rested on our hips. Okay. Now we'll start. Take your step. Take your sabers to the left and then step back with your right. And then step up. Cut. Cut. Sew up. Step around. Oh, this is like the new move, kind of. Except not. Just to start it. This is kind of like your new move. But we'll get to it. Okay, this part's hard to do in slow motion because it jumps. But we have a monkey hop. And then a D jump to kneeling. And then turn around, chop, and D jump to kneeling. And then moving slowly, I lose count on these. Like, I thought there was only 3. But anyways, we'll do that many. All right. Just going to scoot up, make sure I'm still on camera for you. Ready? Wait for it. Okay, go. Step. Turn around. Pivot. This pace is not really meant to learn it. It's just review for those who've already learned it. You ready? Monkey hop. And load up. Monkey hop. And load up. Switch it up. And reset. Switch it up. And turn around. Watch and pull both. And open. Tuck under. Around. Pull back. Repeat the monkey hops. And hit your toes. Monkey hop. Hit your pose. Switch like before. Everything's a repeat on those monkey hops until the end of each one of them. Until the end of each one of the sets. The right leg picks up. Stomps. Step forward the left. Scissor down. Close it out. And here we're creeping up on the new part. Here's the new part. Yeah, I know it's pretty challenging. So get a sip, we'll do it again. this is your first time, if you have a lot of time to do this, or even if you don't, make some time and just keep reviewing it. And don't judge yourself too much. Don't worry if you're getting it right. This is a very challenging form. You build it from the feet upwards. Feet, foot position, where the weight is, which leg you're on, which way you're turning. Then start looking at the hand position. If you're not sure what the sword does, don't look at the end of the sword that's got your attention. Look at the hand position here. Make the hands turned out. See? If I didn't have a saber, that's how that would be. And you can see which way things are going by looking at the shoulder, wrist, and elbow. Only after you have the feet and the knees and the hips and everything. All right? I know you know that, but it's good to be reminded. All right? So let's bounce back and forth a little bit. Let's review the part that's new again. We'll do it from the jump slice around the head up till the newest part. So here we go. I need Mr. Haley for the names of all the moves. All right, so we come over here after the monkey hop section, and we switch up, and we move continuously, and we jump, and then we'll hesitate. So watch the hesitation. You hold the leg up, and then slice down. Then step through, turn around. This is my left foot. Is that your left foot? Okay, this is my right foot. Is that your right foot stepping back? Okay, now check it. Did your sabers end up on the right side of you? With the right one up high? Okay. From here, it moves continuously and cuts around, and then they move together. Then jump. Then over the shoulder, step through, you turn around. This is my right foot. And guess what? I'm in the same stance I was. The sabers are on the same side. My whole body's just facing a different direction. Left foot. All right? One more time with the new stuff, then we'll run it from the top again. Oh, it's kind of the same starting point. So we're here. This is after the monkey hop section. We did the X. We came around, and we're here. Switch it up. Remember to hesitate. Wait, and then go forward. Turn around. Keep in mind which leg is stepping. Okay. Now, come around. Come around. That left comes around. That should help you. Because right after the left one comes around, the right one goes, and that brings the left one along. Then jump. Oh, that's hard. I should cover that a little bit more. So yeah, let's cover that a little bit more. We've made it to this guy. We've come around to this guy. I'll wait for a second. Left foot. Right hand, left hand. Okay, now we're cutting from your right to the left, stepping with the right, bring it around the head, just pivot the other foot as needed. The right one feels like it's going to tuck in. The left one still needs to go behind your head. And then right there, right about here, that right one wants to cut out for the jump. Right, left. Don't cut your bicep off. From here, this should be your right foot. If you're crossed incorrectly, it's going to be hard to do the jump. So think about it. That's the right. The left one's behind you, away from your screen. And now you can cheat the right foot. I say cheat because if you're really good, you can just leap off the floor and turn around. But it's a little easier if you do that first. Then the left leg's going to come up. That's the left. And it's going to go left. Left, right. And then you go back over your shoulder to reset the section and to get ready for another version of that same move. All right? Catch your breath. And let's do it from the top. Normally in class, of course, I'll sit and watch you and I can critique you and give the lesson catered to exactly what I'm seeing you do on the floor. In this format, you need to send me an email, even if it's 10 years from this recording, to say, hey, I'm working on that double sabers. I noticed you're doing this or that. Can you help me with that? Absolutely, I can do that. If you do it now, after the live stream, then I'll have that in my lesson plan for the next live stream. All right? And with that said, also, I don't know if you need to see me do the form over and over and over again for a half hour, so the class is not quite as long as it normally is, because I would normally watch and critique and give corrections personally. And I'll do that when I see you in person again. All right, from the top, ready? Remember the original hand position? Nehemiah, if you're watching, with your hands. All right. And begin, step. And back. And up. And back. That's the right hand going back. Exaggerating a little bit so that you can get the flow of it. You can see the movements better, what's happening. Don't go too slow, you lose your balance. And monkey hop. Right, left behind, out. We're going to call that 1. Call that 2. Call this one 3. When we first learned the form, this next part's hard because you come around with the right, you step back with the left, but now you end with the right foot in front. And it's pretty much almost the only time in the form where the right foot's in front. Okay? So get that right. Get this all set. All right? And continue. Of course, that's done fast. And of course, this part's done super fast. Okay, we're ready for our monkey hops. Remember to strike your pose. Remember to go behind your back with each saber motion. Behind the back, tuck it in tight. Switch it. Turn. Right foot goes back deep, both pull. And up. And repeat your reset move, making sure to touch your back or skim your back with the back of your weapon. Now we have monkey hops again. Get it behind your back, sink. Switch it. Reset it. I know I'm speeding up a little bit. I'll try to slow it down. Switch it. Step through. This one's where the right foot doesn't step, instead it kicks up. Stomp. Step. Slice. Scissor, it's called. Up. To the reset. Now we're on the new move, or overlapping on the new move. We're switching it. Coming around the head 1, with the left knee up, 2 with the right one, then cut. Step through, around, and around. All right, still with me? Here we go. Here where you can see me better, and we're coming around, pivoting, cutting, left left, right. Over the right shoulder. Tuck it under. Reset. Oh yeah? Yeah. Fun, isn't it? Double weapons. You don't do a lot of double weapons. The challenge will be the fact that you're using both of your hands, and you may not be so ambidextrous. My left-handed students, I think, like this form because they've been learning all their forms traditionally, and the weapons are all in the right hand. When you have doubles, you get to actually do some work on the left and balance things out. I feel like doing it 20 more times, but how about we do it at least one more time, and at a kind of a slightly faster pace, not too fast, just to get a better sense of the flow. All right, and I'll still try to hold back and not speed up when I'm inclined to. All right. All right, here it goes. There is a function, once you are watching this on YouTube later, assuming YouTube still exists when you're watching this, is that you can go to the right corner and just do the settings and change it to slow motion. So I could do it at full speed and you could still go to half speed or a quarter speed. All right? Remember, the right leg's going to pick up. New part. Whenever you get to the end of the form, when it's not the end yet, you can pretend like it's the end of the form and face the front and pull your sabers in and back. So I landed here. I'm pretending I don't know any more moves, and I'm done with my performance. Pause for a second. Face the front. Whip them up. Be courteous. All right. Wow, that feels good. Yeah, but we'll call it for today. If you're watching this in the YouTube, we're still experimenting with it on the YouTube live stream. I find it freezing still sometimes. So this was recorded on the Nest also. So if the YouTube worked, then that's great. Another pro tip in the year 2020 for using YouTube is that a live stream, you can pause it and you can rewind it. If you're on another call or something and you don't get to start, you can press pause and then press play when you want, or you can pause me like, wait a minute, I need to see that again. So rather than asking me to see it again, you just rewind it and you can watch it again. All right? So I'm really glad you joined me today. Please post a message on the Facebook group if you live stream this with me, and I'll see you in class.